Hi, my name is Mason Taylor. I've been making video games since I was about 10 years old, but I've always dreamed of making a video game based around one of my favorite franchises of all time, Back to the Future. This Universal Game Dev Challenge will finally give me the opportunity to do that. The game I want to make is called Back to the Future Out of Time. It's a retro-style 2D adventure platformer game based around Back to the Future's most interesting mechanic, time. So, how that's going to work is there will be time puzzles throughout the game. The player plays as Marty McFly, adventuring around Hill Valley in 1986, in 1885, and in 2015. So how this works is there are time rifts around the world. Stepping into one of the time rifts will take you to the same location, but in a different time. Using this to go back and forth, you can navigate and solve puzzles that require you to do one thing in the past to affect the future. An example of this might be a gap that you can't clear in the past. So you go to the future and you find that there's a bridge there and you can pass the gap. And then you find a time rift on the other side to go back to the past, and now you're on the other side of that gap. Now the puzzles could get more and more intricate based on different items that maybe certain characters might want in one time that are only accessible in the other. But there's a lot of potential there and a lot of really cool things you could do with that. So let's talk a bit about the story. At the beginning of the game, Marty will go to Doc's lab. He'll find that it's been ransacked and Doc is missing. But he does find a note from Doc that says, "I've been kidnapped. Meet me in 1885. So, you grab the DeLorean and you head to 1885. Only problem is the DeLorean malfunctions on the way. So, bits and pieces of the DeLorean get scattered throughout space and time. Also, this is what opens up the time rifts. So whenever you get there, you're stuck in 1885 until you can get enough parts to go somewhere else. So, you fight your way through the world collecting the parts of the DeLorean until you're able to put it back together. Along the way, your adventures are interrupted by time police. These police work for a giant organization called TimeCo in the year 2050. TimeCo has the ability to time travel, but not very well. So that's why they're trying to come back and steal Doc's designs so that they can have much better time travel. Once you find all the pieces and put the DeLorean back together, you can go to the future. Not 2015, to the distant future, to 2050. This is where TimeCo can be stopped. In the finale of Out of Time, you defeat TimeCo in 2050, and then you go back to 1985 as if nothing had ever happened, having saved the entire world from the devastation that TimeCo would have surely caused. The team that I've assembled to make this a reality, they really are pretty stellar. I have two fantastic artists who are really highly experienced with making high-bit pixel art, a musician who can make the most fun music out of even the biggest technical limitations, and one of my close friends who's been a programmer for years and is helping me design the game. And then there's me. I've been making games since I was about 10. I've been using Unity for years. The past few years I've really dedicated a lot of time to using Unity, and I really think it's the perfect tool for the job. We want to create a retro-style game that uses pixel art, but also a modern lighting engine to give it a really unique vibe. But don't just take my word for it. Let me give you a little taste of what this game could look like. Let Back to the Future Out of Time be the next big game from Universal Studios. I'm Mason Taylor, and I'm out.